Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to this brand new episode of your show, The Untold. My name is Daij Al-Huteri and I'm here with Fatma Al-Aoudi. How are we doing today?
We're doing great, and we're doing, better than most episodes when it's freezing here. And I think I know the reason why. It's very cheesy, I know.
Yeah,
Just go along
okay,
with it,
I got it.
right?
I got it because of the. Okay, go
Yes.
ahead, do it.
So today, yes, stop ruining it for me. Today we have a very dear guest with us, a special guest. We have an ice hockey player on the Kuwaiti national team, Mr. Mishari AlAjmi, and he will tell us about hockey. He will tell us about the practice. He will tell us about the tournament, and inshallah, hopefully the studio isn't too cold for him
Yeah.
because he's used to it.
Yep, definitely. All right, so stay with us, dear viewers. We will be back. All right, welcome back, dear viewers. And now we are in the studio with Mshari Al-Ajmi. How are we doing today? We're so happy to have you.
Alhamdulillah, thanks for having me.
All right, so basically, you have had an impressive career with the Kuwait national ice hockey team. So, can you actually share with us your experience, your story, and how you began your journey? How do you actually decide to take part of this sport?
I always had a dream as a kid to make it as a professional,
Mhm.
whether in football or in ice hockey. I was very crazy about football when I was younger, but I like realized it wasn't my thing at the early teens. So I pursued ice hockey seriously, and the reason why I chose ice hockey is because of my dad. He was the national team captain for 35 years.
MashaAllah.
So I got inspired by him, and I ended up, alhamdulillah, following his footsteps.
Alhamdulillah. I think like back in the days we had no ice. No, we had the ice rink, but like
Yes.
the actual sport, I don't think we had a team for it, right?
Did we actually
I'm
have
not
it
quite
back
sure.
in the days in Kuwait, or did he have to travel to practice hockey?
They used to rent the one in Murgab next to Discovery Mall and Burj
Yes.
Jassim.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was the old ice rink. We
That's-
we weren't one of the owners. It was for مشروعات سياحية.
Yes.
And then after they saw that the national team is very successful, and they saw that these guys won the Asian Cup without even having an ice rink, which is an unreal achievement. The generation that was before me, not me. It was back in 2017 and 2015. I was in the juniors team at that time. I still didn't make it to the first team. They ended up being Asian champions for like twice in the space of 3 years, which was an unreal achievement, knowing that they couldn't practice regularly because
They don't have a space.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't
and
have the.
They kept on even interrupting their training sessions because of like some people who were renting the ice rink for Hala Fabrayer or whatever. So the national team of Kuwait wasn't a priority to them. The country saw the achievements, and they ended up rewarding us with the one in Bayan. We fully own it, so we can practice whenever we want.
Nice.
So right now it's very good, and we're fortunate enough to have it.
It's nice to have your own facility to, train,
Practice,
to
yeah.
teach. Do you also teach hockey for a younger generation?
Yes, yes. We have 3 levels in Kuwait for ice hockey, and it's for 3 categories also. We have a women's team, we have a kids team, the Ice Hockey School of Kuwait, and the first team. We have three levels. You have the ice hockey school is for kids who are aged between 4 and 14.
Okay.
Okay, and then you end up going to the juniors team, which is for 14 until 17 or 18. And then you get drafted by the first team coach if he's impressed by you to represent Kuwait for the first team. So these are the stages you go
Interesting.
through to end up in the first team.
And also, Mr. Mshari, you've participated in numerous international tournaments, and including 3 world championships. How do you mentally prepare for that? We know that physically you have to prepare for it, but what about mentally preparing?
That's a very good question, actually, because the mental part of it is much more difficult than the physical part. Knowing that you have your country's responsibility on your shoulder either makes you or breaks you at these times. But for me personally, I perform better under pressure. I really like it. It motivates me to put in 110%. So that wasn't really a case for me mentally. I just had to get ready physically, and even physically, you're fully prepared by the club. They send you to hockey camps. You're fully isolated, fully focused on being a better hockey player, and then you end up just putting in the performance that you should.
That's
Alright.
interesting.
So basically, I'm reading here that the team actually got the fourth place finish at 2022, followed by a bronze medal, followed by a silver. So what factors actually contributed to this improvement in your perspective?
At the beginning, the goal was to participate, and you participating in a hockey world championship should be through your rankings as an Asian team. They take teams from Asia, from Europe, from South America, and they end up looking at their rankings worldwide. Kuwait had a very high ranking as an Asian team due to Kuwait winning the Asian Cup twice. So we fully give the credits for the generation before us. Credits to them. Without them, we wouldn't have a team right now. We were lucky to have it fully ready for us. Fast forward to 2022, we ended up participating at the World Championship for the first time ever. It's the first time
You
ever.
took part in that
Yes.
championship.
Yes, it was actually my first ever also international tournament. So it was in Kyrgyzstan. We ended up getting fourth. Okay, we made history as the first time to ever participate, but we weren't fully satisfied. We wanted to win something also. You don't want to just compete and lose. So we knew that we should put in extra work. We saw the levels there. Fast forward 2023, alhamdulillah, we end up making history, securing Kuwait's first ever World Championship medal. We got the bronze medal, yes, beating Indonesia. The year after,
How did it feel?
it was actually we ended up like finishing higher the following year, but the first one just feels so special. It's actually my favorite moment, and it's also like very very challenging because it was abroad and it was in a very very cold country. Mongolia was minus 37 degrees.
Wow.
So it was a struggle off and on ice in that country, but it was worth it at the end. We didn't like come back to Kuwait empty-handed.
And then followed by the silver medal,
Followed by the silver medal.
2024. This year.
Yes, Kuwait actually ended up making history by hosting the World Championship last April. It's the first ever Arab country to do it, hosting a World Championship at this level. The pressure was amazing. It's my first time ever playing under like thousands of people. I didn't expect Kuwaitis to be that interested in ice hockey. The ice rink was full. People were standing everywhere. There's no seats. It was full. Everyone was wearing blue. The atmosphere was amazing. It's something that you dream of as a player, playing under that many people who support you.
That's very nice.
I wanted to go to one of the games, actually. My friend was watching them. And then I would tell her, Iman, can you hook me up with some tickets? Or she's like, just come and we'll go together. I couldn't because I had work to do, which is in this hour, like in these hours.
these hours.
And I just couldn't go. But I was so excited for that. We were so proud. I know I'm not a hockey player. I've never been a hockey fan. I just know the game. But for us to host something, you have to
It's
be
very
proud
nice,
of
yeah,
Kuwait.
you're
You
proud.
have to be proud of the players. And tell us about the moment when you or your experience when you went to represent Kuwait at the GCC Olympic Games.
That was an amazing experience, to be honest. The GCC Olympics ended up being in Kuwait in 2022. It was postponed a lot due to COVID. We were preparing for it like twice, and it got cancelled twice. So it was physically draining. I was in a training camp that lasted for 2 months, fully isolated, and they ended up like before the camp in 5 days, like it's cancelled. So you just go back demotivated again. So alhamdulillah, in 2022, they fully announced that it's gonna be done or everything is good. And we actually ended up contributed to Kuwait, ending up finishing as first in the GCC Olympics by it worked by collecting medals from all sports. Every single sport contributed by achieving a medal. We ended up getting a medal also, and Kuwait ended up getting first and as a whole country in the Olympics. So that was an amazing experience.
That's very nice.
Yes.
And now, as a player who actually competed in both junior and senior levels, what differences have you noticed in the competition and the overall experience?
There's a huge difference, but you need both stages for you as a player to develop. But competing as a junior player and competing as a senior level, you find yourself much more mature, obviously. you find yourself better because you're
Of course,
competing at a
with
high
time.
level. Yeah, yeah. Once you train with the big players, with the experienced players, we also have players, professionals from Europe. They play with us in the league. So once you play with these players, you automatically improve. The speed of the game is much more different than you were playing at the junior level. But as I mentioned to you, you need all of the levels: the ice hockey school, the juniors team, the seniors team, to make you the player that you are today. So both contributed massively to me as a player.
Like, what kind of like requirements people have to actually join the team or maybe play hockey? Is there like specific requirements for anyone?
You have to know how to skate. I'm sorry. You have to know how to skate. That's one.
Obviously,
Yes.
but you can come without knowing how to skate. There are skating lessons, but it's gonna be
Interesting.
but it's gonna be complicated to you if like you start from zero. At least come
Right.
and public skate first of all.
Mm.
Just try to get used to the
You know,
ice.
there's this bear that I used to hug while.
Oh
True.
no, yeah, mine was a dolphin. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was a dolphin. I don't
Oh,
know
was
why I
it? Yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
the bear. No, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a dolphin now. A penguin maybe. A penguin.
We all started there, so don't feel
Yeah, I
embarrassed.
started and I'm stuck there. That's why
Okay.
I never went back.
I know, right? Yeah.
We all started there.
Okay.
And no one like started as a professional, so don't feel like it's funny or something. Everyone starts there, and I know a lot of national team players who started there. But ice hockey is a complicated sport. You can't start it at like a very late age. You have to go through the stages of an ice hockey school and the juniors team and the first team.
But like, sorry to cut you off, but do I have to be talented rather than practicing? Like, can you be just talented on like how to play, how to hold the what is it called,
Hockey stick.
the hockey stick, and like walking or
Skating.
skating. Sorry, skating. See, that's the knowledge I have. So walking on ice, skating on ice, and that's something. And holding the hockey stick is something else. And aiming, and it's
Limited
very
or
difficult.
something. Yeah, yeah.
It is finding your balance. Yeah. Go ahead.
For your first question, if it's like purely talent or hard work, in every single sport you have two types of players: players who work for it and players who are naturally talented. That's in every single sport. It's obviously easier for the talented player, but he can still be outworked by a person who's fully committed. So we have these two types of players in the national team. We have talented players and players who gradually improved. The second question is, it's really true. That's why it's kind of impossible to learn ice hockey as a grown person, because it's difficult. It's the quickest group sport in the world. That's the number one thing. You have to be very quick when it comes to reactions, and you're extremely multitasking. You've got the skates on your feet, the hockey stick in your hands. You're avoiding hits. You're looking for passes, and you're looking for the net to score, and you're looking for your teammates,
And it's a
and you're
sport.
communicating. And you're skating, and skating is a completely different thing. It's not like walking.
Yeah,
So,
it's not
No,
walking.
It's not walking.
Yeah.
Then.
so
Thank
you're-
you for explaining
yeah,
that.
you're focusing on all of these things at the same time, which is challenging.
Yes.
But you get used to it, to be honest. Like, we're not worried about that at this level. But that's why I told you you have to like go through it like in a very young age, so you can get used to it.
Okay.
Fair enough. We
Now-
have to like go together and try again.
We have to, yes, yeah. I'll just be watching from the eating popcorn. Now, Mr. Mshari, before we start asking more about the championships, the tournament, what is your favorite team internationally? Who do you cheer for? Is it a Canadian one? Is it Alouettes? Yeah.
Yes. And it's the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Oh, Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, they play well. Yeah.
my favorite team.
Do you actually watch hockey?
I used to because I lived in Montreal. I lived in Canada, so it's a national sport there, and they really
It's
know.
the number one sport there, so
Yeah.
that's why she knows about it.
Yeah, that's why. So, what about the aspirations that you have for our national team? I know that we are early, not like in football, hockey is a bit new. But do you think we can catch up to the same level of, the international teams?
I think we're even ahead.
Mashallah.
I think we're even ahead. How many national teams in Kuwait that participate at the World Cup? How many national teams that
Right.
are recently Asian champions?
Right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
when you
last
think
time-
about it that way.
The last time the football team was in a World Cup, it was back in 1982. The last time Kuwait
Yeah.
was in a World Cup, it was in April. So I think we're ahead. But we obviously wish every single sport in Kuwait to just represent Kuwait in the best way possible in major tournaments. But it's not like that. We don't look at it. We don't compare ourselves to other sports because it's a different sport.
Yes.
It's new to the people, but it's not new in Kuwait.
Mhm.
We've got people playing it for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, that's purely how we
Perfect.
look
Yeah.
at it as a sport in Kuwait.
Alright. So, for now, we have to take this quick break and then we get back to talk more about the championships and the Olympics. All right, so stay with us, dear viewers. We will be back. Welcome back, dear viewers, and welcome back again, Mishari AlAjmi. So basically, now we want to talk about the championships. We have, you guys have actually won the Arab Pro Open Championship. So can you tell us how did this victory impact your career and how did it feel?
It was a very, very competitive tournament. We ended up winning the tournament in a final against Oman. It was a very, very intense final, and alhamdulillah, we ended up winning it. And we were undefeated through the whole tournament. So
Nice.
we deserved this tournament. I think it's one of our best performances.
MashaAllah.
But we thought it's gonna be difficult due to the tournament happening straight after a world championship, which was physically demanding. But we ended up actually playing our best hockey in a while, and we won it comfortably. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Do you think that this championship or the victory increased the popularity of the sport in Kuwait?
See, for anyone who asks if ice hockey is popular or not, I just tell them just come to one of our games, and you're gonna see that you have no seats, you have no parking lot outside. It's crazy, honestly. Or just look at it through TV if you don't like the cold environment. It's also broadcasted through national TV. The atmosphere is amazing, honestly. I remember in the Arab Cup we had a final against Lebanon and Kuwait in Kuwait. The Lebanese fans were full and the Kuwaiti fans were full. It's like fully stacked, as if like Arabs are really into ice hockey. And it's a game that you can understand by looking at it, even if you don't know anything about ice hockey. It's simple. There's goals, there's passes, there's skills.
Because
like
it's
any other
similar
sport.
to football but on ice with
Pretty
sticks.
much, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. You shoot, you
You
score, you
just
celebrate.
ruined the whole. You can't say that. He just said before the break we don't want to compare ourselves to the teams.
I'm just making it like simple
Yes.
for the viewer.
It is actually simple to understand. But is it true that there is this misconception that hockey players are angry players when it comes to the playing? You know.
Listen, we got that impression as ice hockey players that they're very aggressive and the sport is dirty, full of hits and fights. It's because of people who look at the sport through American movies. Do not
Oh.
look at ice hockey through American movies, please. Look at it from like a real game. Fights happen rarely if it's a rivalry between two teams. It doesn't happen and there are rules when it comes to hits. I can hit you with the intention of getting the puck, not hurting you, and at the same time you're fully protected, so the hits don't even hurt. And ice hockey players, you're talking to one right now. Do I look like an aggressive person or not?
No, but maybe
I-
because you're on TV.
I fully promise you, if you meet every single player in the Kuwaiti national team, he's gonna tell you that this impression of ice hockey is because of the American movies. It's straight up hits and fights.
Yes.
You don't even see them passing the puck. At least it's
Yeah.
just purely fights and punching.
That's actually true.
Remember the Mighty Ducks?
Yeah,
movie, yeah,
That's
yeah.
another example of fighting.
Yes.
I'm not good with names, but probably I have seen that. Because
Yeah.
yes, definitely in every movie there has to be a fight in a hockey game.
I don't know why they misrepresent hockey that way, and we will not allow it. Now, when it comes to training, of course you have your personal life, your work, your family, your own time when it comes to vacations and holidays, and then you have your training and keeping up with your practice. How do you balance all of that? Is it challenging?
At the beginning, it was, but then you get used to it, and people get used to you. Like, they don't make plans with you during the season. They do fully understand, and so yeah, my friends just wait for me to finish competing, and then like they ask to go out for vacation or something, and I really don't mind like missing out on these things because it's a lifestyle I dreamt of. It's something I wanted to pursue. So I really don't mind. It's definitely worth it because at the end of the day, I'm doing something that I really enjoy.
That's nice.
Right. So in any sport, you win, and sometimes, of course, you lose. But how? What's your take on, or how do you feel, or how do you react on, losing games?
We talked about winning so much, but winning is literally this much. Like suffering in sport and losing is much bigger, but it contributes so much to you actually winning. Like it's part of the process. Losing, I'm personally a sore loser. I really can't take losing. It keeps me up at night, like for days and days. But it makes you really grow as a player. It makes you just
It gives you this push that I should win next time. I'm gonna practice more. I'm gonna be better.
it makes you a perfectionist, and I think this mentality is not just me. It's a group sport, so I think this mentality is spread on my teammates also. As you can see, like in 2022, we lost all of our games. 2023 bronze medal, 2024 silver medal. You can see the mindset. You can see the
Yes.
improvement. It's impossible if it's only me. It's a mentality
agree.
that's shared in the whole team. Yeah, it's a group sport. It's
Yeah.
impossible to take all of the credit. The club, the whole team contributed to this, and I think it's a very good mentality. Although it hurts, but it's that's sports. That's the dark side of sports, actually.
Yes.
But it contributes to you as a person, as a player, massively.
Yeah.
I look back with no regrets when it comes to losing, because it made us who we are today.
And you try your best and you give your best. And it's not, I'm just going to sit here and say, shoulda, woulda, could have done that, or.
And me in the
Yes.
shower thinking about the things
Yes,
that I've done.
am I doing this right? Why didn't he pass this or that? But then you know that you gave it all. And this is what motivates you, I think, for the next match.
Definitely.
Let's see what do we have here. So how has the sport from fans, family, and the community influenced your journey as an ice hockey player?
100% support. Even back in my university days, my university used to fully support me. Shout out to the American University of Kuwait, honestly. Um, uh, I used to compete like and go to training camps throughout the semester for months and months, and I'm fully supported and backed by my professors and university. So they fully understood that being a full-time professional in Kuwait wasn't possible, and it's still it's not it's in the rules of the country. You can't be a full-time professional. You can be partially a pro. So, but I hope they can fix these things.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, because every single neighbor has that privilege of being a full-time professional. Yeah, family, friends, the community that I'm surrounded by just 100% fully supports me, and they obviously contributed to me performing and just being the best possible player and athlete I could be.
That's nice.
And if we want to ask Mr. Mshari, what piece of advice would you give to young aspiring ice hockey players in Kuwait and the Middle East? What would you tell them?
Honestly, it's not about just being a young ice hockey player, just being young in general. Take advantage of anything you're good at, make it grow, pursue it, and just make things happen. Your country, yeah, and like your surroundings, your community need you more than you think to be successful in that area. So just give it your best, pursue it professionally, and make it grow with you. Just don't sit back and think that it's not possible to be there at the highest level.
So do you guys, like, as a national team, do you have any preparations for the upcoming events, championships? What do we have next?
Right now it's an off season. We'll be back mid-August. It's gonna be a very busy season. We've got the Ice Hockey League, Kuwaiti Ice Hockey League, six teams to compete, super high level players all over Europe. And in December we got the Asian Winter Games in China. And then at April we got the World Championship again. It happens yearly. World Championship again in Armenia. and getting a bronze and silver in the previous 2 years. This season we're gonna go all out to get that gold medal.
Hopefully, like we get to see you again next year, so that you can show off your gold
So I
medal.
can tell you that I'm officially
Yeah.
world champion, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. Best of luck, you guys.
Yes,
you
we
so
are
much.
going to follow the journey of Kuwait's national team. And do you think there are, of course, in every sport we ask this question. Do you think you need some improvements, and what are the areas that as a national team you need to improve? Is it the facility? Is it more support? Is it more funding? Do you have any idea about the support that you need?
There's no such thing as a perfect club or a perfect
No,
level.
of course not.
Even the best of the best, even if you're considered as the greatest of all time, you still continue to train and strive to be the best possible person or athlete you could be. So there's definitely room for improvement in every way. Yeah, but I think looking back at previous years, every year we're improving massively, and that's thanks to the environment of the club under the presidency of Mr. AlAjmi. Fully. This is what happens when you actually you're an ex-player and you become a president. You're fully aware of the environment. You're fully aware of
You
the
know what you're doing.
responsibilities. He really understands the players and the environment, and he's like in the club. We're just one big family. Especially that we're just not ice hockey in the club. We've got figure skating, we've got ski, we've got speed, and we've got ice hockey. So all of these four sports contribute massively to Kuwait, and they just play at the highest levels. And that's pretty much my favorite part about being part of this club, is that we all have the exact same goal, is to represent Kuwait in the best way possible in major tournaments. So yeah, looking back at previous years, it's looking good, and the future is definitely bright. We have a young team, and I can fully promise you guys that next time you're gonna see the achievements list longer, inshallah.
Inshallah. Best
Inshallah,
of
yeah.
luck, you guys.
Yeah.
This is very amazing. I mean, the spirit
It's
and
inspiring.
inspiring
Yeah.
as well. Yes, the whole team thing is a thing. So
Yeah.
basically, we hope that you guys stick together and achieve more and more with every championship
Yes.
and every journey that you guys take. Really enjoyed you being here with us, and we
so
hope that
much.
you did
Likewise.
enjoy it as well. And of course, for our dear viewers, stay with us because we are going to be right back to wrap this episode.
Thank you very much. This was all the time that we've had for today, and it was an exciting episode.
And I was like impressed on like how easy and basic the game is. So thank you for the last question.
Oh, thank you. Yes, when he explained how
He
a lot of
explained the
people,
rules and
yes.
how to play and the number of players and minutes and all
Yes.
these kind of things. It's new to me, and now it got me to like, I want to see matches.
Maybe you
I
want to
watch
try. Yes, yeah,
and also try without the penguins.
exactly. Hopefully this time we can try it without penguins. We are very
Mm-hmm.
inspired by Mishari Al-Ajmi's journey, and of course all the team
Mm-hmm.
of the national Kuwaiti team of the ice hockey, and we wish them all the best.
All right, so that was the end. See you again, hopefully in the next one. Goodbye.